Shanti, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Another One Posture Wednesday. So you can see I am standing. We're going to do Trikonasana, Udita Trikonasana, to give it its full name, extended triangle posture. So you can get all of these One Posture Wednesdays where I break down one yoga posture. It takes about 10-15 minutes or so, not long at all. So if you are interested to learn more about the postures individually, then this is a great resource for you and it's free. So going onto my website, that's www.nutri, N-U-T-R-I, the number 5 plus plus.co.uk. You'll land straight on the first page, scroll all the way down to the white writing, services and classes. Click on that and it'll take you to my current schedule. Scroll all the way down to Wednesday. There's a hyperlink there. Click here, click on that, and it'll take you directly to my YouTube channel. There's a couple of videos on there, and then if you click on videos, it takes you to all of the One Posture Wednesdays. I've been doing it for about 6-7 months now plus. So there's about 25. I think this might even be number 25. So we're coming up to stand, as you can see, and we're going to look at Trikonasana, triangle posture. So we looked last week at gate posture, where we were down on the ground. I'm trying to do grounded postures and then coming up in and the similarities. So you're seeing the continuation and the relationships in postures. So we're going to continue working laterally, so opening up the side body. Really important at the moment for lung health, yeah? So Trikonasana, you can see I'm facing the long side of my mat. You know, you could also be facing the top of your mat. So say, for example, you're at the top of your mat. You might take a step back with your left leg. Yeah, you're going to turn onto the side towards the long side of the mat with the body. And from here, you can see that I'm going to take my feet so far apart. So if you're a beginner for this posture, I would say maybe a little bit less. I might even also say bring the heel of the front foot perhaps in line with the heel of the back foot, but play with your foot arrangement on the ground. For me, I like to have the heel of the front foot in line with the inner arch of the back foot. It just feels more solid. You have a play, see how it feels for you. Your interpretation, your understanding, your perception of the posture is always right, yeah? So from here, I'm going to bring a block in, or a brick, I should call it by its proper name. You might use a couple of books, you might use a tin of beans, and we're going to pop it to the outside of that front foot. So I'm going to actually take a slightly wider stride. Again, you go at your own pace. If you were a beginner, you might pop. We're going to keep this front leg straight. So already we're starting to feel what I like to call an opening in the hips, almost like an opening from the inner thigh through to the outer thigh. There's like this spiraling open motion coming through the knee and the shin. So we're looking for a line as such, where the front knee is in line with the shin in the middle of the ankle and about the second toe or thereabouts. So if this is tight in the hips, you can turn the front toe slightly in. And you still got that line coming from the hip through the middle thigh muscle, the quads, through the center of the knee, the shin, the top of the foot and the second toe. So you can just see my dog there popping her head up. That's Flo. Oh, she's gone back down again. So we're drawing up. So this already is quite active. We're drawing the muscles up. As we press down through the four corners of the feet, we're spreading the 5 front toes. I'll get to the back foot and leg shortly. And as we press down through the 4 corners of the feet, we're drawing the muscles up to protect the joints. So there's a lift happening up to the hip, and there's an external rotation happening through the thigh and the knee and the shin and the calf. So strengthening and stretching the foot and the ankle, the knee and the hip. And then looking at the back leg, this is slightly turned in, those toes. Again, have a play, what feels right. And we're really engaging through the heel here to give us this stability on the ground. We're engaging through the outside blade of the back foot. So again, spreading those 5 toes and lifting the inner arch of that back foot through the inner ankle, knee and groin. So now we've got a steady foothold, yeah? We're going to inhale and take the arms out to the sides. Relax the shoulders. You might look out to the front fingers. Keep that awareness of that external rotation. Try not to let the front knee roll in. Inhale, you might even flick the palms forwards. And as you exhale, you're reaching forward. So for a beginner, you might have your hand on the thigh. This top hand might be on the hip. And we're looking to invite this opening movement. So we're working hips, we're working the belly here, we're working the pelvis, we're sending the tailbone down the back leg through into grounding in the back heel. We're opening up through the thorax, the chest, this lung cavity area. We're slowly inviting this top shoulder to go back, up and back, this bottom shoulder to roll back. And if you know, beginner, beautiful, you can be right here. You might even be working with a wall behind you, so you've got the support of the wall to keep you straight. We're really lengthening the spine here. Again, you know, if you've got high blood pressure, you might want to look down to the front foot. Any neck issues, you might be looking down, forwards. Or if you have more movement, you might be looking slightly upwards. So if you have a little more, you might bring the hand down below the knee on the shin. And the top hand might be on the hip, or it might come up to the sky. We start to now see this classic Trikonasana triangle shape. It's like we've got 6 o'clock. Bottom hand is 6, top hand is 12. Again, looking down, forwards or up. Really sending this top hip up and back, this bottom hip down and forwards. So we're starting to pivot the body now. If you have a little more, you might take the hand onto your prop that's placed there. And we're not trying to collapse in this shorter side towards the ground. So let me just show you that a little bit more. So this tends to happen. Do you see I've shortened? We want to start to lengthen out. Yeah, so we start to stack the shoulders a little more. We'll keep pivoting, lifting that top hip up and behind you, sending that bottom hip down and in front of you. Be careful of the gaze, down, forwards or up with the head. Be careful of the neck, relax the jaw. And again, as always, I'm just going to move in a little deeper here. You can, if you have more, you might slowly start to take the hand to the front foot. Notice if the body starts to shift here. So only go to the place where you can keep that awareness of opening in the torso. Yes, from an Ashtanga point of view, like to take the toe. So keep that lift, keep that stack of the body. And if you have more still, you might bring the arm alongside the ear. Just keep lifting that top hip, roll that shoulder, top shoulder back, bottom shoulder back. Again, check in with the gaze if it still feels okay. And on some occasions, we might even move the arm if we're flowing in our yoga practice. So we're going to inhale, the top hand on the hip, slowly make our way all the way up on that inhalation, and exhale. You might step back up to the top of the mat. We'll go to the other side. So I'm just going to bring my prop with me. So when you're ready, from here, the feet are hip distance. I'm going to step back with my right leg. So I'm going to work into this left side now, just on the right. And again, remembering. So have a play with where you want to put your foot on the ground. That front heel might be in line with the back heel. It might be in line with the inner arch. You might have a shorter stride or a longer one. Go with what feels good. Have a little movement in your hips. Try not to lock the knees, particularly the front knee. We want to have a tiny mini micro bend if you can, just to have that playfulness around the knee. And then looking at the feet, know that you can turn the front toes in and with a little if you like. We're still looking for this line from the front hip through the mid thigh, the center of the knee, the shin, center of the top of the ankle, top of the foot and the second toe. And where, you know, you can have the foot totally 90 degrees as well if that's comfortable for your hip, your top hip. And we're starting to press the four corners of the foot down. We might pick up the toes, spread them from the baby toe through to the big toe, and start to press down to rise up. Yeah? So we press down to rise that energy up from the ground, to use it. So we're drawing up through the front foot, ankle, shin, calf, knee and thigh. We're not letting the knee roll in. It wants to. We're accessing this external rotation in the top of the thigh here. So from there, keep that work going on. The back foot, the toes are turned in. Where, again, really aware of the back heel in this back foot. Rolling the outside blade down. Inner arch is lifting through ankle, knee, hip and inner groin. And then we might feel ready, so switched on at the legs to take the arms up. Relax the shoulders. Relax around the lumbar spine, relax the glutes and tail, drawing the belly in and up, and you might turn the palms to face the long side of the mat. Inhale, press down as you rise up. So we're looking for length out of the side body, climbing up your side ribs. And as you exhale, so if someone's got this front hand and they are walking away with it, yeah, so you're going to place that hand if you're a beginner, maybe higher up, top hand on the hip. Beautiful posture even here, you know, roll the shoulder, top shoulder back. Check in with the gaze. It might want to be down, it might want to be forwards, it might want to be up, protecting the neck. Really starting to work into that top hip is going up and behind you, that bottom hip is going down and forwards. We're starting to open up through the belly, digestive work happening through the solar plexus, the ribs, the chest, nudging the chin to chest. We're starting to send the tailbone down to that back heel, rising out the top of the head. And if you have more, you might slowly invite that hand lower down below the knee on the shin, or you might bring your prop in. So really starting to invite this awareness of lift and twist. The top hand can be on the hip. It might go in the air for classic Trikonasana, stacking the shoulders, choosing where you want to look. And if you have more, you might be bringing that arm alongside the ear. And then you can see here I've shortened. So I'm going to start to move into that length in the hips. So I've just extended my hips to the back foot and beyond. Breathing in and out, we're spiraling, keep relaxing that top shoulder, don't let it come up to the ear, roll it away, keep space. And some of you might be circling if you're flowing in your yoga practice, that top arm. Nicely done. Inhale, the hand on the hip, releasing. Remember, oops, didn't show you lower. You know you can go there from earlier. You can take that hand onto the top foot. You can take it to the big toe. Choose where it is. Just make sure you're not shortening there as I was. So, you know, more is not necessarily better, yeah? Do less if you're feeling it somewhere else. Inhale, we slowly climb up. Exhale. And you can step back up to the top of your mat. Okay, so just take a moment in standing, just being on 2 feet, spread the toes. Acknowledge the posture. Receiving the posture. Perhaps acknowledging the space around the rib cage, in the upper chest and the lungs, maybe around the waist and belly, around the hips. Roll the shoulders down as you exhale. Thank you so much for joining me. That was Uttita Trikonasana, One Posture Wednesday, extended triangle posture. So I'm not here next week, it's half term. Thought my husband would like to appreciate his home as much as I do too. But all will be back. You can, whilst I'm away, for those that practice with me live streaming studios and online from home here, you've got about 25 postures now on my One Posture Wednesday. So choose one and maybe practice it for the week. See how you feel, and I'm always happy and really grateful to receive your comments about this. As always, anything you want to see on there, let me know. I can add into that too. Thanks for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your week. Om Shanti. Namaste.